Sometimes God will allow something in your life to die just to remind you and show you his resurrection power. And if you study the life of Jesus and some of his miracles, there are a couple of miracles where he actually brings people back from the dead. One of those is Lazarus. And by the time he got there, Lazarus had died and he woke up Lazarus from the dead. The other one is where a man went to Jesus, and I believe it was his child that was sick, I think a daughter. I'll make sure to put the scripture in the description so you can review it. And Jesus was like, okay, sure, he'll go to the house and he'll heal his sick daughter. On the way, Jesus was, performing miracles and doing stuff. And, maybe the man was thinking, my daughter is dying. And instead of rushing and coming to her aid, you're performing all these different miracles and stopping and taking time. Why is my needs not important? So basically, one of the manservants came to him as they were still on the way and say, oh, she died already, so it's too late. But Jesus still went. He still went to the house and he brought her back from the dead, just like he did with Lazarus. And the whole point is this: there are some things that the Father will allow to die in your life to remind you of his resurrection power. And this is so that you see his wondrous works. And of course, he must get the glory through it. The reason why God must get the glory through everything is because we live in a world where people like to take credit. They like to take credit and say, I did this and I did that. And truthfully, they only have breath in their lungs because of God. Nothing they did that was good and honest and great of their own accord came from them alone. It came from God. Even the gifts we have come from him. The talent we have come from him. The jobs, the money we make, it is his. The scripture says that we are stewards of the possessions that he gave us here on earth. So it is to remind people and also to keep you humble as well, that this is the Almighty Yahweh. This is Yahuwah God. He created this earth. He created you. Magnify, glorify him. Even if something dies, he's more than able to breathe life back into it. Just like he said to the prophet Ezekiel, prophesy to these bones. He prophesied to these bones. He said to Ezekiel, can these dry bones live? And Ezekiel said, well, it's you. So of course you could do anything. God can do anything. That thing you've been praying for that looks dead, that's like, wow, he didn't come through for me. Don't write that off, okay? Because this may be a specific situation for you where God is demonstrating his resurrection power to you in this season. So when you enter another season, or when you're talking to someone else and they experience what you did, you say, oh no, honey child, God can breathe some life into that once it's his will. So be encouraged.